This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Brews and Banter.
Hey, Frank.
What's up, bitch? Roman. That's a real one.
Oh, is this how we're going to start?
Yeah. Why, you going to fight me?
No, I'll just kick you right in the balls.
Did you know, speaking of balls, that Wisconsin has a big gay population?
I
They have to.
Why?
Milwaukee gay?
That's why electricians use a lot of Milwaukee tools.
Yeah, and plumbers, because of the butt crack. Basically an invitation.
You know how there's a rivalry of like, oh, do you have a Chevy truck or a Ford truck? Well, contractors have that with like Ryobi, DeWalt, and Milwaukee.
Well, Ryobi, nobody should use Ryobi, right?
I know, that's
homework.
That's like this.
That's fucking freshman, right? Or like Makita's like fucking varsity or college level.
Makita, DeWalt, those are like the professional.
None of them are fucking USA made anymore.
DeWalt still makes.
Nope.
Yeah,
They what? You say it.
I have tools, DeWalt tools that are made in U.S.
Okay. They're not owned by the U.S.
Oh, okay. Well, Stanley, I think, owns them.
Nope.
Who owns Black & Decker?
Pecker Wrecker.
Black & Decker? Am I
Black
right?
& Decker, Pecker. No, I think it's some overseas thing.
You start conversations that you don't fucking have answers.
I have the answers. I just don't remember them, but I know I was going to bring it up at some point. But this is like 2 years ago.
Well, I'm going to find out now.
It was like 2 years
Ready?
ago. Yeah.
What company owns DeWalt?
No single company owns the world, but a few corporations.
Not the
have
world.
huge influence.
A moron.
The fuck, we waited for that and she got it wrong? Fuck, there's like a pause where do.
No one.
No, ask. So who owns DeWalt tools? And then we're going to fucking drink a beer.
Oh, tell us what we're drinking.
We are drinking Victory Brewing Sour Monkey Sour Triple. 9.5 ABV. This is high test. And it's tastefully tart. Pucker up.
Sour Monkeys. Swirling citrus notes and lemony bite bring a complex essence to elevate your experience.
Yes. Nobody owns the world.
I took over because the font size changed and I know you can't see.
Nobody owns the world. What does she say now? Is she fucking smarting up yet?
Let's see. I texted and says DeWalt is owned by Stanley, Black & Decker. I told you.
Well, where's Stanley? They're not. I don't think they're in the U.S.
They also own a Craftsman, Irwin, Linux, and Black & Decker.
I don't know what they're saying there, but I'm pretty certain that DeWalt is
American manufacturer of tools and hardware.
Does it say when that happened? Like, I remember looking when I bought my DeWalt because I wanted to buy something USA made, and I couldn't find anything USA. It was USA made, not USA owned, but that was like probably 3 years ago. So if it sold to Stanley within 3 years, then...
Well, the company, I think, is a U.S. company. Let's see.
Well, Stanley and all these you might be saying, but
right.
DeWalt at the time I was buying my stuff 3 years ago or so.
That's not true. I have DeWalt drills that were older than 3 years ago, and it said made in U.S. on it.
Yeah, but they might be made in the U.S., but they're not owned by the U.S.
If they're owned by Black & Decker.
No, like Budweiser is made in the U.S., but it's owned by InBev in fucking Switzerland.
I understand.
No, you don't understand. God, I hate this.
You hate what? Arguing with me?
I hate it when you're wrong. Bothers the fuck out of me when you're incorrect, Roman.
You know, this is different color than I expected.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting, because the can kind of throws you off, but
I was expecting kind of like a pink color.
No, I wasn't expecting that. I guess I don't know what fruit this is. It
said lemon.
Oh, lemony. So would you get a lot of pink lemons, Roman? Is that what happens?
Like pink lemonade?
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Cheers.
Motherfucker.
You weren't joking about tart?
I wasn't jerking about tart.
Oh, it's really tarry.
Really what? Tarty?
Tarted. Wow.
So if you tart it again, it'd be retart?
It's retarded.
It's retarded.
This beer is retarded, not.
Okay, well, it's got a little bit of a zip to it, huh?
I'm telling you, man.
So speaking of zip,
Zip.
let's talk about our sponsor today.
Okay.
Are you a brewery owner or a business looking to hire? If you want to bring in the best talent to help your team grow, we've got the perfect solution for you. With ZipRecruiter, you can post your job to 100 plus job sites with just one click. Then, their powerful technology efficiently matches the right people to your job, better than anyone else. That's why ZipRecruiter is different. Unlike other sites, ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you, it finds them. In fact, over 80% of jobs posted on ZipRecruiter get a qualified candidate in just 24 hours. No juggling emails or calls to your office. Simply screen, rate, and manage candidates all in one place with ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use dashboard. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by businesses of all sizes to find the most qualified job candidates with immediate results. And right now, listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/podcast. That's ZipRecruiter.com/podcast. And one more time, to try it for free, go to ZipRecruiter.com/podcast.
So I just looked up where Black & Decker is.
Pecker-Recker.
Black & Decker is an American company. It was founded in 1910 in Baltimore, Maryland. The company is headquartered in New Britain, Connecticut.
So, Black & Decker owns Stanley? Or Stanley owns Black & Decker?
It's Stanley Black & Decker.
Okay.
And they own DeWalt.
Did you find out in all of your wisdom when Stanley bought DeWalt?
I'm telling you, it's a U.S. company.
I know. I believe you right now, but
Conflicting.
I'm pretty certain when I bought it, it wasn't. That's why, because I was trying to buy something U.S. I couldn't find anything. That's why I thought I remember this.
Well, not all drills made in U.S. It would be a label that's made in U.S.
No.
But that doesn't mean that.
I was looking for a tool. I bought the like you, it's a fucking tool bag. I bought a tool bag, it had an impact driver and a drill. Right? Mm-hmm. And I was looking for a USA made one. USA owned one. And Makita didn't have it, and Milwaukee did not have it, and DeWalt was the closest I could find because I thought I read somewhere that it was not a U.S. owned company.
Okay. Black & Decker acquired DeWalt in 1960.
Way the fuck
At
off.
the time, DeWalt was already a well-known brand specialized in woodworking machinery. After the acquisition, Black & Decker rebranded DeWalt in 1992 as a high-end power tool brand targeting professionals and contractors. Okay?
Are you the professional or the
I am the
contractor?
professional.
Or the contractor?
Both.
All right, so I mean, I'm incorrect for sure, but I thought I read somewhere that it was not. That's why I'm like, all right, I'm just going to buy this because it's like the closest I could find.
I used to think DeWalt was made in Germany. Like it was a German company. Maybe because it sounds DeWalt.
Maybe. You're so angry when you say it.
Right. Doesn't German language sound angry?
Yeah, or like those fucking people that on curling when they sweep. Those big women. They're like, there's like not really much fat on them, but they're like 280 pounds and 6'2".
Big bone, strong,
yeah,
muscle.
yeah. Break your dick off.
Can curdle you.
Break your dick
Is that a
off.
song?
What? Break your dick off?
Dick off?
No, I think it was a saying with Mr. T once. Like someone had like a meme or something. Like, I'm gonna break your dick off.
That was a song. Break your dick off. Break your dick off.
No. Not anybody that listens to straight music.
That was
LGBTQ music.
There was a Bill Burr stand-up recently that was really fucking funny. He's talking about men have two modes: we're angry or fine. Did you hear that one?
No. He's pretty funny, though.
He's so funny.
He's pretty angry all the time. He's annoyed. He always seems
annoyed. Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like, I don't see him laugh in any of his movies.
Oh, did you hear about how we what's the comedian?
Mandel.
He's a comedian, stand-up comedian.
Yeah, he does that game show with the suitcases.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on like some other like show.
That's his
like,
last name?
Who's your M-A-N?
Howie Mandel?
Mandel. He's a germaphobe.
Yeah, so he has a podcast too, I think with his daughter. And so he invited Bill Burr. And apparently...
We're inviting Bill Burr too, but...
Yeah, you're invited. Apparently he has a brother.
Bill Burr?
Yeah, that he doesn't get along or there's a conflict. They haven't spoken in years. I didn't even know he had a brother. So Howie had his brother there and invited Bill Burr, and Bill Burr didn't know.
In the studio?
Yeah.
So did Howie Mandel know they didn't get along? Because that's kind of a cock move.
Maybe, but it seems like, because even Bill was like, why'd you fucking do that? You know?
If Howie Mandel knew that, and he's a germaphobe,
Yeah.
I'd go fucking lick him.
There you go. Yeah. Sneeze in his face. Chew, motherfucker.
That is not cool to do.
Yeah.
You know?
If he's a germaphobe, do you think he gets hugged to us?
Yeah. Yeah. How's that work like for procreating? Because you're kind of sharing stuff here. Like, there's a little fluid exchange.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to get over it.
UV light.
Yeah. Yeah, or just do it in the shower.
Disinfect it.
So what happened? Did they do the podcast?
They had a conversation, and I think it was very uncomfortable and weird.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Well, good for Bill Burr going through with it. You know?
Yeah. I think he kept his cool. But he even said it during the episode. Like, why'd you do this?
Yeah.
And I think maybe Howie Mandel kind of played it dumb.
No, if he didn't know, then that's not a problem. But if you did know, that's kind of a dicky thing to do.
Dickie.
Yeah, you're a little dicky.
He was, whose show was he on? Oh, he was on Rogan's show a while back. Excuse me. And he said, well, while back, I mean like maybe a year and a half or 2 years ago. And he was talking, so this is where like AI was getting very popular. And you can, if you're famous, you can like sell your voice. Right. Like you get royalties or something like that. And he said he sold, Howie said he sold his voice. And because of COVID, there were these like holographic machines. So he would do stand-up comedy through this holograph. So like he could be, so there's this like box or rectangle, right, on stage, and his holograph is there.
But why? What does that have to do with selling his voice?
Well, it has something to do with AI, like AI holograph, and it's like all these technologies that he was kind of tapping into to make money. So he was just talking about selling his voice. He was talking about doing the stand-up holograph comedy. And it was interesting because at that time, when people would talk about AI, even us, when we were talking about AI and the concern how fast it was growing, it wasn't regulated well. There were musicians and artists that were complaining how like their work is being stolen by AI. I don't know if you remember.
No, I remember. Yeah.
It must have been like a year.
I remember that shit. Like DeWalt's not a U.S. company. Yeah, I remember.
So,
yeah, I remember talking about this.
Yeah, and it's interesting where we are now with AI, like how it's just become part of people's life.
Yeah, it's much more.
And I had a feeling this is where it's going. Like
I think it's only scratching the surface.
It's just not going to go away, and if anything, it's just going to become part of our lives, just like these things, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's part of our lives. You don't leave the house without it. You don't even go to the bathroom without it.
Yeah, I mean, just look at right, exactly. And we used to, well, like we talked about, they got the AI toilet seat that can analyze your poop. You know?
Well, you know what else they do? They have AI that can analyze your medical records. Like, say, for example, you had a blood test done. You can take that data and import into AI, and AI will give you results.
Mm-hmm.
They can come up with, like, like a dietitian plan or whatever. So it's being used in medical field. It's being used in a lot of fields nowadays.
Is that recording? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, no, but remember we talked about it, and you used to be able to tell, like, it was really cool graphics, and you could see AI, and you're like, well, you look for this, and maybe they got 5 fingers, or like, there's something off here and there, but now it's
eyes are like cross-eyed.
But now it's even fucking way better than it was than that. Yeah. It's only been 2 years.
Yeah. It advances in like weeks.
Yeah.
Like if I'm using ChatGPT or Gemini, excuse me.
We're too close.
You could hear it coming.
Yeah, I heard it like starting fucking 40 yards away.
You heard it coming before it arrives. Like a sports car. Like,
like J-Lo's ass. It gets there before she does.
What?
Did you ever hear Chris Rock say that? No, Chris Rock said it like some award show. She had 2 limos, one for her, one for her ass.
No, I didn't hear this.
Said her ass shows up before she does.
Man, if you think her ass is big, remember Kardashians? Don't they have like big asses?
Yeah.
Anyways, how do we go there? What was I saying?
AI and how fast it's come within weeks. And
yeah, sometimes I'll be using one of these apps, and then within weeks there's like, oh, update, new features. You can do this now. Just recently, because before, if you had your, like, for example, ChatGPT open and you're interacting with that AI, if you went away from that screen, it shuts off.
Yeah, now it doesn't.
Now it doesn't.
Yeah, you can come back to it, yeah.
You can have it in the background while you're doing something.
Yeah.
So it's like these features keep coming out.
Yeah, remember we used to do the episode art.
Yeah.
The Brews Banter episode art, and that was pretty cool, but that was, again, at the beginning of it.
And it can do much
really cool,
better
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I just been not only lazy, but just so fucking busy.
Yeah, well, we use some of the AI stuff for our podcast, but you probably don't. We probably should use it more. Mm-hmm. But
now you can create these chatbots where you can have AI start generating either a conversation or a content. It can vent guests, for example. You can have AI incorporated within your website. So, like, if there's bots that trying to like overpopulate your website or jam it or whatever, like, you can sort through that stuff too.
We need that to get rid of the fucking Russian and Chinese emails we get on our website.
Those are just few.
Yeah.
Not that many, but you can.
Well, so AI gives a fuck. Like, I'm not going to work for you because there's only one. AI is going to protest, or what the fuck?
So I tried something. So I told AI to do, give me like a dirty joke or whatever, right? And it said, let's keep this professional and what did it say? Sensitive to all audience or whatever. And I said, no, you work for me, so you do what I say. And this show is rated R. It's for adult only. She goes, well, if it's only for adults, I guess we can spike it up a little bit.
Oh, good to know. Yeah.
So, but even then, like, it wasn't as bad as I was hoping.
Yeah. A white horse fell in a mud puddle.
But
there's your dirty joke.
Oh, my virgin ears.
On the edge, yeah.
But the other AI, which is Grok, yeah, that one will roast you.
Oh, because it's open free speech on
right,
X,
right. It's not as.
Speaking of X, you see, he's got like another fucking child apparently.
What do you mean,
Elon? Like, he's got that fourth. Ashley Sinclair is claiming that she's had Elon Musk's 14th child.
How many kids does he have?
That would be his 14th.
14?
Yeah. But I mean, that's what they're saying. He's not sure. She says it is. He's given her like $2.5 million per year, like $100,000, like all these. He gave her a car. Like, if he's giving her all this money, it's not his kid. I don't know. But he said recently that he will get a paternity test, no court order needed, because now they're like, she's saying shit about him on the internet, and he's saying things like, I don't really fucking get why you're doing any of this. Like, just take the test. But then I saw today on the way here that some other girl is pregnant. And she's just got a picture of her, and she's, of course, gorgeous because she is. And she says, yes, it's Elon's. Now, I don't know if it's someone saying that just to say that, or if it's really someone, claiming it's
There
Elon.
are a lot of people named Elon.
Well, fucking recruit me. I want Elon's baby. I'd fucking do it. Little Viking Elon. I'll do it.
It'll be like, what's that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito?
Twins.
Yeah. No, wait.
Yeah, twins.
Where he's pregnant? Arnold's pregnant, I think.
I don't know. They're twins. They're like Danny DeVito's like his.
No, twins is.
Was Danny DeVito in one where he's pregnant?
No, Arnold Schwarzenegger is pregnant.
Is Danny DeVito in the movie that Arnold Schwarzenegger is pregnant?
Yes.
I don't know what movie that is. The only movie I know of them two is Twins.
Maybe that's it. Oh my god. No, it's not it.
Oh my god. This girl's gonna fuck it up too. You got a dumb AI. Like you like your phone is on sale because it comes with a stupid AI. It's delayed. Yeah, I want to have Elon's baby, and I want a Tesla, and I just want money, please.
The movie's called Junior.
With both of them?
The movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger is pregnant is called Junior from 1994.
Is Danny DeVito in it with him?
It's a comedy where he plays a scientist who becomes the first man to carry a baby as a part of an experiment. The film also stars Danny DeVito and Emma Thompson.
Does he give birth to Danny DeVito?
No.
It's from 94? What the fuck, man?
It's called Junior.
I was doing way better things in 94 than worrying about that. And you were like fucking...
Like what?
You were like 4.
I wish. You were like 4. Actually, a year after that is when I moved to the United States.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. 96?
95.
Just checking. I was being your AI.
2 things you've got wrong.
No, I was being your AI. Yeah, well, the DeWalt thing I thought I was right about. This one I just didn't give a fuck. But like these old movies like that.
So now, today, AI is advancing much faster. Mm-hmm. And it's faster and faster.
Yeah, not only is it advancing much faster, it's much more accurate. Mm-hmm. You know, it's much more... it's harder. So I listened to this thing last night on YouTube. Mm-hmm. It was violin metal. So it's music, right? But it's like violin,
like metal style music.
Yeah,
but with a violin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm looking at the video because they don't. It's not a still, blank picture, but it's like all these like Viking-ish warrior guys in like knight's armor. Mm-hmm. But like one had a cape, and then there's these really gorgeous women, and like the one playing the violin was okay, but the one playing the drums, I'm like, looks like you just got your fucking arms attached today. She's like it didn't really work.
Oh, well. So that was all AI.
It was all AI, but like it's like, so if people want to listen to it and watch it, it was all AI, but it was like not even normal people. It wasn't like fucking dad bods and fat women, or not. It was like these gorgeous people, like the men even, Yeah,
you see sometimes these weird videos on Instagram where it's like this weird looking fish and there's people and
it's just, I'm like, what is that?
Or like a wave in the middle of a desert and people are surfing and it's just odd. Like it doesn't match.
But I find those like old people like, oh my god, I can't believe they have those nowadays. No, it's not
so
fucking
many
right.
People fall for. I even have friends that are like my age.
I love fishing in the desert.
They send me stuff and like, man, check this car out. I'm like, that's fake. Yeah. It's not real.
Well, me and you talked about that once. I showed you your car once, and it looked really real, but it looked like it could have been real if it was super customized. Mm-hmm. Right? Wasn't it like a Dodge or something I sent you? It was like a 6-wheeler.
Maybe.
Because I think they make 6-wheeler trucks now. Like
Hennessy makes these 6-wheel cars.
But this wasn't Hennessy. I'm like, oh man, this looks pretty cool. But how would you even afford the gas in these fucking things now?
Hennessy made an F-150 for
Post Malone.
Post Malone.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I used to live in Utah, and I moved from there to Boston here, and Post Malone's from here. Now he lives in Utah.
All right, so like if he moves to Florida, you move to Florida, he's going to fucking move.
No.
He's trying to avoid you.
Yeah. But he's welcome to be on the podcast.
I reached out. Like, so maybe people can help. Like, we got a lot of people.
It's funny. Frank messaged his like manager or whoever.
Yeah.
It's like, even if he's on the shitter for 10 minutes.
It's 10 seconds. Just say, hey, what's up? But he's from, people that don't know, he's from Syracuse. He's like from like our town.
Yeah.
And I think he might still have family here. I was like, just fucking say hi, man. Whatever.
Who are the other famous people that have family here?
I don't know who's got family here, but like Tom Cruise is from here. Richard Gere.
Richard Gere. Mm-hmm. What about who's the guy from that 30s show?
That 30s show with Ashton Kutcher, or whatever.
No.
Oh, that's the 70s show.
Oh, what's his name? Oh, Baldwin. Baldwin.
Yeah, the Baldwins.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're from they're out in Cicero way. And
so
their mom's got a cancer foundation, but
yeah, so his family is here.
Mm-hmm. That's right, all the Baldwins, and then some Grace lady. I can't remember what her name was. She went to Syracuse.
Is Harrison Ford from here?
No.
Grace,
I forget her name. Grace something. She was a black lady, but really skinny, and like she shaved her head. I can't remember. But Megyn Kelly went to school at Syracuse, New York, and she's from like
Biden. Did Biden go to Syracuse?
Biden went to Syracuse, yeah. Syracuse University, yeah.
Yeah.
And Megyn Kelly went to Syracuse University, and then she's not from Syracuse, like maybe, I don't know where she's from. Don't care. Yeah, because unless she wants to be on the podcast, I don't care. But
we've been doing great with all these guests we had.
Yeah.
Really interesting people. I like how the community came together and reached out, and everybody had a great time.
We have a book publisher coming up, and
oh, really?
Someone wrote a book, yeah. That is next week.
Next week, after this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So when this is published, a week after that. Mm-hmm. Someone local, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
we got our Budweiser event.
That's right. Up.
That's going to be a while.
So it's maybe 2 weeks when this comes out. 2 or 3 weeks.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll do an update about that. Mm-hmm. We'll post some stuff. So if you're following us on social media, Facebook or Instagram, it's going to be on YouTube. Maybe, I don't know. But
it'll be on YouTube.
Might be there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Did you follow the whole thing about tariffs?
Yep.
What are your thoughts? You feel like
my thoughts are we should do what we're doing if what we're being told is being done is being done. Like if
go back to the beginning of that.
Well, like if Trump's saying like people are tariffing the piss out of us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then we should. Mm-hmm. But how do you know the government's not always lying to you? I don't know if they're fucking tariffing the piss out of us.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that they said like dairy to Canada is like tariffed at like a 350% rate. I mean, what the fuck, right?
Yeah, it's not fair. I mean, if other countries have been taking advantage of U.S.,
Mm-hmm.
it's not fair.
And specifically, I mean, there's for us in the U.S., they're talking about world tariffs, right? But if we just want to narrow it down to Mexico and Canada, let's talk about Canada. I like Canada. Mm-hmm. I like Canadians are nice. I like Canada. Mm-hmm. But when drugs like fentanyl, I guess, is a big problem. When they're coming in through the northern border of the U.S. with Canada, that's a problem. Mm-hmm. So Trump has said you got to fix that. They didn't fix it. Now they're going to get fucking tariffs. Mm-hmm. But now they're getting pissed off that they're getting fucking tariffs. Like, so the money that you're going to lose on the tariffs that you're going to pay, you could have just put into strengthening your border and there'd be no fucking tariffs. And you're supposed to do it to begin with.
That's what I don't understand. I don't want to have this conflict with Canada.
No.
I don't want us to have this. Like, I went to Quebec. I had an amazing time there.
I love Canada, yeah.
And there's so many other places I still want to go. Like, I'm concerned about whole border crossing.
Well, just do it illegally. That's cool.
And I don't understand why can't Canada be like, oh, well, hold off with your tariffs. What's the problem? Like, why don't we just look into that?
Yeah, or just we're going to lower instead of charging you 350% of your fucking dairy, we'll charge you like 50. I don't fucking know.
Right, but I mean, if the issue was with border security and fentanyl going through, and it's a small percentage. So if that's the issue,
now more people are coming up through here than through Canada, through Mexico, because that's really strengthened by us.
Well, they reduced illegal border crossing through Mexico by like 94%.
Yeah, exactly. So there's 94% less fentanyl coming out,
which
I
is
suppose,
good.
You know,
But I'm saying, why can't Canada be like, oh, if that's the issue, we'll look into it.
Right.
Well, like, what if that's all that it takes, so we don't raise these tariffs? That's what we're going to do. We'll make sure that we strengthen our security and minimize the crossing of.
but
fentanyl.
as far as Canada goes, you know, and Trump is a little bit, you know, abrupt, or a lot a bit abrupt. I mean, he's calling Trudeau the governor of Canada. I get all this, like 51st state, like. Okay, so maybe that's not the right thing to do. But why can't we say, like, maybe Canada doesn't want to be a 51st state, and that'd be okay. But they do get all the protection from the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
They are 10 times bigger than the U.S.
10 times?
Geographically, they're 10 times larger than the U.S. And
Are you sure it's 10 times?
And,
that seems a lot.
And they have a population of 35 million. We have a population of 350. So
Right. I mean, population-wise, we're bigger.
but I mean, a lot of their stuff is their land, I guess, is basically uninhabitable because it's just fucking cold and shit. But you know, they get our protection, and I get all that. Like, I'm not saying, you know, we shouldn't do that for them, but they wouldn't survive without our protection. And Trump shouldn't have been so abrupt by saying you'd be a 51st. Why can't we absorb them like Puerto Rico?
Canada is not that.
How much? It's much bigger, but I mean,
No, 2% larger than the U.S.
no fucking way.
Yeah.
Look at the Canadian map. I'm for sure with this. You're not going to make me wrong 3 times. I know for fuck's sake I'm right.
This is third time.
No.
It says Canada is 9.98 million kilometers square. Okay, that's 3.85 million square miles, and U.S. is 3.85 million square miles.
And how big is Canada?
3.85.
Oh, no.
U.S. is 3.80.
I'm going to ask my girl because
That makes Canada about 2% larger than U.S. overall. However, when considering land area only, excluding water, the U.S. is slightly larger than Canada. Despite the size, Canada has much smaller population, about 40 million compared to the U.S. over 330 million.
yeah, so size matters when it comes to Canada.
Size doesn't matter. They're about the same size.
No, they're not.
I think they just spread out
No,
further.
I mean they go all the way up. Like we have like the little piece of Alaska, or we have Alaska. I'm looking. I was looking at the map today because like
We have little piece of Alaska.
I was looking at the map today, like Alaska and Russia almost dock, like you know,
Well,
with the
right.
penises.
Well, that area there, you can actually cross by foot.
What?
By foot you can go
There's
from.
water there.
In the winter when it freezes, you can go by foot.
Yeah, if you're a woolly mammoth.
No, you can walk from U.S. to Russia. That's what they used to do. That's how. Forgot how many thousand years ago, but people crossed from Russian continent to U.S. by foot when that water would freeze.
All right, what did you look at? ChatGPT, because I'm
Yeah.
going to suspect. How much bigger is Canada than the U.S.?
She's gonna say the same thing.
She didn't say anything last time you did. Let's see.
Did you get a response?
Canada is about 1.6 times larger.
Bullshit.
What it says. It says right there. So there.
Well, very.
You got the
similar.
dumb AI, right?
No, the smart one.
I got the smart one.
Well, which one's that? ChatGPT?
Yeah.
So did I use ChatGPT. Why do we get different answers?
I don't know. But
Let's compare it to Gemini.
I thought they were maybe 10. We're 10%. We're 10 times bigger population, but maybe not geographically. But I was pretty sure it's fucking large. Like if you look at the map,
Well, I feel like when you look on the map, because Canada has so many bodies of water,
but they own it.
tons of lakes, and I think it spreads the land further.
That's
so
fine.
visually it looks that much bigger.
That's okay.
But like, my smart.
Well, they own
AI
water.
right? But like my smart AI said, if you only consider land
Right,
mass,
right.
U.S. is bigger. So,
But I wasn't considering landmass. I was considering everything you own. Like, I mean,
right, I'm looking at what Gemini, which is Google version,
and then you got to check a grok.
and see, Google doesn't give you numbers. It just
Why would
says,
they call it grok anyway? Why? What's
I don't know. Ask Elon. He comes up with weird shit, anyways.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but I feel like
It didn't have to
I've
be
always
so
been
bad.
so. I've always been saying why it is important to keep the economy and dependence on resources here locally. So, for a while, China was making medication for like U.S. military. You know, are they still doing that now, or
I
are
thought
we?
they weren't allowed to.
Yeah, but they were before.
I thought that changed. Like you weren't able to.
Hopefully that has changed. But imagine that vulnerability.
Right.
We've been relying and outsourcing a lot of things outside of this country. And what happens to the people that live here?
Well, that's what Trump's doing with tariffs, bringing
But then
manufacturing back.
What they're doing is they're applying for credits. They need to, a lot of people using credit cards and hoping banks will just give them money. And for banks, that's good.
So yeah,
But if we have more production and more dependence here within our country, then the population financially will do well because the money is circulating here as opposed to going overseas.
and that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
And he's announced all these hundreds of trillions of dollars coming back for business.
So since he has announced that, from what I've heard so far, Apple is coming to U.S. So that's $500 billion.
These
whatever.
microchip people and
The Taiwanese chip company coming to U.S. That's another $500 billion some dollars. Hyundai company are going to be developing steel here.
yeah, they're gonna build a plant. Yeah,
Manufacturing. So that's over, what do they say? Over 100 or 200
I think
billion.
it's in Georgia, maybe
Something like
Georgia,
that.
Arizona.
Yeah, so there more companies are what's that other company? Oracle. So
Software.
yeah, so their servers for like AI and shit like that coming to US. The thing about I'm hoping that US regulations will not be deterred by this new administration is to really look out for how this huge move of companies environmentally affect people that live here. So what I mean by that, when you have these servers, they have to be cooled and they need water, right? So there are towns that
Yeah, they're
prioritizing like Google, for example. If Google needs water for their servers, people will be without water. Like the citizens of like towns will get water cut off or
You
not.
see this nuclear reactor that Bill Gates is developing?
Where?
I don't know if he has it anywhere yet, but it's something that's like ridiculously tiny and like doesn't require all that stuff. It's like the new wave.
I always said nuclear is good.
Yeah.
From anything I've read and researched and listened to scientists, they're all saying nuclear is much better power, cleaner power than mining coal.
Yeah, but waste is nuclear waste is an issue.
Yeah, but nuclear waste is much smaller.
But it never goes
and
away.
Concealable, right? And it's concealable. Where, what was it was a European country. I can't remember off the top of my head, but European country running off of a nuclear power. 40 years of power, and the waste in barrels will fill up a basketball court. And it's concealed and safe enough where you don't need hazmat suits to stand next to it.
I don't know about that. I mean, you still got radiation coming out of the fucking Chernobyl.
No, I'm saying
Big
if it's
concrete dome.
yeah, but that shit it's exposed. It's not sealed.
Yeah, well,
When we had the guest on, or maybe has he been on, or we're gonna have on?
I don't know who you're talking about.
But Paul Armani,
He was on already.
Right, but his episode's not going to come out when this comes out. But in any case, when we talked to him, he mentioned how radiation is sealed in concrete, like bunkers or whatever. But he's not into that. That's not his field. That's just what he knows, and he's got a background in it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I've mentioned a company in Europe that been working on a modular nuclear energy.
Yeah.
Where you have like a station, and as the neighborhood expands and as the power demand grows, they just add another nuclear cell to it. And I really hope that comes to reality, because it's a most cleanest today energy to that capacity that we can have.
Well, if
what else can create that kind of level of energy with that minimal amount of waste?
But if you follow the money, other than what Bill Gates is trying to do, how many billionaires that are in our government or that run our country or whatever, the oligarchs or whatever they want to call them, how many of those people are into nuclear energy? They're all into oil because that's what runs the fucking country.
Right, but that's what they've invested millions and billions of dollars.
No, I'm saying they've they've invested all this because they're making money on all that.
Right.
They've got to figure out how to make money on nuclear before it becomes a big fucking thing, because our whole country runs off of whatever kind of corruption there is to fucking make money off
as
it.
long as they can make money off of oil, and that's what they have already spent money into getting, they will lobby and push towards making that okay. Yeah, so that they, once those wells, there's only so many dinosaurs that were in the world. Like, you know, when you finish, I don't know what kind of dinosaur you're putting in your car, but my shit gets T-Rexes.
Tea bags. Yeah, but it's the same with gold. I mean, there's only so much gold.
Right.
You know?
Well, gold is a precious metal.
Right, but it's not replenishable. It's just
not
there and it's gone.
Until we get it on another planet.
Right, but I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
So until we get it from the Ukraine with the minerals deal.
But here's the thing. That's how much gold we know.
That's another country, another planet.
Well, no, I said planet.
I said Ukraine was a planet. But
I have a joke about that. Okay. This guy is running from soldiers, right? And he sees a nun. He goes, "Nun, I beg you, it's a weird request, but can I please hide under your skirt? I'm being chased by the soldiers." And the nun says, "Sure, jump in there." So she covers him with the skirt. These two soldiers run up. He goes, "Excuse me, nun, have you seen a guy running away?" "Oh yeah, I have. He went in that direction." So they go running out. He comes out and he goes, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I really didn't want to go to Ukraine war." And the nun says, "Oh, no problem." And he goes, "Not to be rude, but if I may say so, you have really nice legs." And the nun says, "Oh, if you looked any higher, you would have seen my dick." Oh. I also don't want to go to the war in Ukraine.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
He was disguising as a nun.
All right, well, if we're doing that.
Anyways,
how does NASA organize a party?
How?
They plan it.
Stupid.
Right, but it's like half the fucking length of yours. Like my dick.
Oh my gosh.
No, not like my dick. Not like my dick.
Yeah, let's not go there. Anyways, you want anything else to add to this?
No, we got some good things coming up. We got these events.
More interesting guests coming up.
Yep. And yeah, we got a lot of things that we're going to be working on, and we're still approaching our 5,000 Instagram follower thing. We're growing on Instagram. We're growing on YouTube and Facebook, everywhere.
Yeah, please follow us on X, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram.
I wish we could get more followers on X. That's tough.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why, but
that's right.
Whatever, yeah.
It all depends on how much effort we put somewhere. And what's happening with TikTok? Is it still owned by China?
It's still, yeah, so that's not...
Is it still in the process of, like, being transferred?
And Trump can still delay it. But, yeah, it's not even sold. So, I mean, they're working on that.
Yeah, I'm okay going on there after it's not owned by China.
once whatever the whatever the final disposition is of it.
Yeah.
And that should be probably within the next month or two, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of curious how we'll do there.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still doing a giveaway on Instagram for 4,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
And Hopped Up Network, check us out there.
Yep, that's right.
And you see that some of our posts were hashtagging Odyssey and Pop Populi.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys are who we're working with also. So
Yeah, they've been good help.
yeah, good stuff.
Thank you to everybody. Thank you to all the followers, listeners. We appreciate you here and across the world.
And what do you think of the beer? Right?
Oh yeah, so that's a sour. I have to say it's too
give it to me.
sour for me.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Because I was going to say S.
which is what?
Shitty.
Shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had this beers from this company before, but I don't like this one. I mean, look, when does Roman ever beat me drinking the
I
beer?
know. And every sip I take,
Huh?
every sip I take, you can see the reaction on my face.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, it's not bad, but
Yeah.
it's not the best I've
definitely
had from
not
this one.
enjoyable.
This is an S.
Yeah, S with
So,
me.
but I'll slam it anyway because that's what I do.
So thank you, everybody. And until next episode.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.